Visa, this is very important. So there are 3 categories of visa, 3 categories. So please note that the category can change. So there are 112 nationals from KETA eligible countries. And if you have got your KETA, you can go to Seoul or Busan or Daegu or whichever part of Korea, no problem, okay? Once you got your KETA. And then there are 23 countries that you need Korean visa. You need to go to Korean embassy and you need to apply a formal visa to go to Jeju. And then the other nationalities, there are 67 of them. You can enter Jeju Island without visa, without KETA, but you have to fly directly to Jeju Island. You cannot go to Seoul, you cannot go to Busan, you cannot go to Daegu, you can just only go to Jeju with direct flights. Let's dig one by one. KETA countries, 112 countries. So please see whether your country is listed here, okay? 112. I will share the slide in the group after this. So 112 countries, you have to apply KETA online, okay? And then you don't need to book direct flight to Jeju. You can fly to Incheon Airport or Seoul Airport, and then you can go to domestic, and then you can, go to Jeju from Seoul. There are direct flights to Seoul from Dubai, from Qatar, from all the big hubs of the world. But you might need to change airport from Incheon to Gimpo Airport. So there are 2 airports in Seoul, and it's far from one another. It's half an hour journey with RX train. So please be careful if you go from Dubai and you land in Seoul, in Incheon, you have to travel with train to Gimpo Airport to go to Jeju. So please be careful with the connecting airport. Okay, and this is the application. I think you just Google how to apply KETA. And once you get your KETA, then you can free to go wherever part of Korea. Now, the 23 visa obligated countries. These 23 countries, you need to go to Korean embassy and you need a formal visa application. You need to ask the committee to provide you with invitation letter, and you need to apply formally for a normal visa in the embassy. Once you get your visa, you can go to Seoul, Incheon. You don't need direct flight to Jeju because usually it's cheaper to fly through Incheon or Seoul. Okay, now the other 67 countries. Please see, I think majority of the middle income, low income countries are here. So 67 countries, you need Korean visa if you go through Seoul. Please see the letters, the sentences in the right bottom. If you want to go to Seoul or Incheon, you need Korean visa because you need to go out from the international and you need to change to domestic. You need to collect your luggage and everything. So you need Korean visa. So you need to apply to the embassy and everything if you go through Seoul or Incheon. But if you fly directly to Jeju, you don't need a Korean visa. Okay, you can fly from Hong Kong. Okay, direct flights to Jeju. So you can fly to Jeju through Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, Singapore. I think this is usually the big 4. Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, Singapore. A bit more rare from Nanjing, from Taiwan, from Tokyo. So depending on your category, are you the KETA category? Are you the visa obligated category? Or are you the other category, the 67? Okay, so this is just simulation for African friends. Nairobi to Jeju via Shanghai. I think it's quite convenient. And then if you're from Addis Ababa to Jeju, you can fly through Shanghai or Beijing or Hong Kong. Guangzhou and Bangkok will be terminated this year. So or Singapore. Okay, so from Addis, usually the big hub in East Africa, you can go through Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, or Singapore. And Hong Kong is very important hub because you can book a very cheap flight from Hong Kong to Jeju. So aim to go to Hong Kong and then you book another flight from Hong Kong to Jeju. if you don't want to do a Korean visa. So this is the recommended flight for you, Hong Kong Express, okay? Please take note of this and tell your African friends and all your other friends. If you come to Hong Kong, you can book this Hong Kong Express flight. $250, two ways, Hong Kong, Jeju, Jeju, Hong Kong with 20 kilograms of luggage. If you want to travel without luggage, it is even cheaper. And then please be mindful that some of you might need transit visa in Hong Kong. If you go out from immigration, you take your luggage and you buy a separate cheap flight with the Hong Kong Express. Okay, if you do not want to apply the transit visa, then it may be better for you to just bring only the 7 kilogram cabin hand carry. So you don't need to go out in the Hong Kong airport. You don't need to go through immigration. Then you don't need the transit visa or visit visa in Hong Kong. But if you want to see Hong Kong also, then you can apply the transit visa or the visit visa in Hong Kong, which is actually not difficult to get. And Singapore is another important hub for you to fly to Jeju. And Singapore is well connected to Ethiopia, South Africa, Middle East, and many, many other places. This is the recommended flight for you. Scoot, because I'm afraid you don't know all the cheaper flights in this region. So you need to take note of Hong Kong Express and Scoot. Flight to Singapore and Jeju. 528 USD with 20 kilogram luggage and 420 USD without luggage, two ways. If you book early, then you can get this price. Some countries you need entry visa in Singapore, but if there is asterisk on your country, then you can transit for 96 hours without visa. So Singapore is the easiest country to go through without a difficult visa. Transit in China is more complicated because it's only for 55 nationalities for the visa-free. But please be mindful, if you don't go out from the immigration, then it's okay. You can go through to Jeju. You can ask me directly. Personally, I'm available to answer your question about this visa stuff.